Hi guys, this is a third part of health tips. In this conversation, I want to talk about connecting your emotions to your health. In traditional Chinese medicine, the basic concept is that over 80 to 90% of the health challenges we face comes from our emotions. Yes. Now I know this will sound difficult for some of us to understand or accept, but the truth is, for me, sometimes it's even 100%. Why I say so is this: without the emotional component, there are so many things we can withstand in life. Like some of us can withstand a high level of stress without breaking. But when there is the emotional component, even before we can withstand up to 50% of what we normally withstand, we break. Now, I'll use a simple illustration. A lot of us have been into relationship and the relationship broke or it ended. Now, imagine that time you were feeling anger or rejection or depressed or you felt bad. Imagine how you were able to function. Even the simplest task begin to look like, beg leave me. Even to do the simplest thing becomes difficult for you. Why? Because your emotions is in a terrible state. You see, they have been outlined, or there is an outline of emotions and how they affect your organs. Yeah, because majorly what they affect is your organs. And from the traditional Chinese medicine, there's an understanding that your organs are not just organs that are doing some internal work and all that. Your organs are connected to so many things about your health. And if the organs are not functioning properly, certain parts of your body will start having health issues. Let's take, for instance, anger affects your liver. So if someone is in an angry state for a long time, chances are your liver will either shut down or have problems. Joy affects your heart. Though stress also affects your heart. Because when you're under a high level of stress or when you're under stress for a long time, after a while, those things you love to do, you won't be able to do them. The things that make you happy will no longer make you happy. And one thing it does is, it disconnects your vagus nerve. It's a nerve that runs all over the body, but majorly connects the head and the heart. It disconnects it. When stress disconnects it, the both of them are not communicating very well, and ill health is inevitable. There are so many of them. Things like ulcer. Ulcer is caused from anxiety. Anxiety majorly, though anger also causes ulcer. Now you have sadness and grief, which actually affects your lungs. And you have fear, which affects your kidney. So the different emotions, these are just basic outline. Though sometimes you have an emotion affecting another organ in some persons. So it's not like anger must affect here or here. It can go and affect another organ. So what is the benefit of this knowledge? First is that you need to find a way to heal from your emotions. Now, secondary to this is that you need to ascribe a devaluing, I don't know how to put this now, but you need to stop, create a block, create a gate that prevents you from interpreting events in a negative pattern. Okay, what do I mean? Let's take for instance, you have a colleague, a friend, or a neighbor who's annoying, maybe who's sarcastic or makes some kind of comments that doesn't really go down well with you. Chances are each time the person makes this comment, it could even be a sibling, it could be your partner, it could be anybody around you. Chances are when this person makes this kind of comment or taunts you or makes you purposely wants to make you angry, chances are you will react or you may. Now, creating a gate is like interpreting or ascribing a positive meaning to that event. Let's take for instance, if you have in your mind and say this person is actually a very lousy person, then the next time the person tries to make you angry, you don't react. That way, you block off a lot of negative interpretation that will affect your health. So, secondly, you have to go deep into your past because we all have wounds from our past, from our relationship, from our upbringing, from our association, from so many corners. We have a lot of baggage. You need to go back there to learn them. I do not have an exact roadmap that will guide you on how to come out of different kinds of emotion. But I believe that if you could do your research very well, if you go to social media or if you go to websites, you can read a lot of things that will help you identify these emotions, because sometimes the challenge is that some of us don't even know these emotions. We don't. Okay, I'll give you an example of how we may be working under an emotion that we know nothing about. Let's take, for instance, you have a girlfriend, and maybe at the point she takes you for a ride, she takes you for granted, or she leaves you because she feels that you cannot provide for her. Now, within you, you get angry or like, I'm going to show her that I am a man. So you go the extra mile. Now, you may get a good job, but your primary aim is to make so much money. Make so much money and prove to her that you're a man, or prove to the world. For some of us, it's not about our girlfriend, our boyfriend. For some of us, it's about our haters. People that we know they hate us, or the people who perceive that hate us, or the people who think they hate us. So you try to live your life not according to what you want, but according to how you want people to see you, without realizing that these people don't matter in your life. So when you go that extra mile, you're overworking yourself, all in the vain or in the bid to be successful. There's an emotion actually powering you, and that emotion is anger. So you may not know that you are an angry person. You may just see yourself like a dedicated person who's going to work and trying to make ends meet. But the truth is, there's an anger within you that powers you to want to prove yourself. Now, there are so many other subtle emotions that creep into our lives. You had a relationship, it came to an end, and you stopped trusting the opposite gender. It's a negative emotion. You may not know, but 4, 5, 6, 10 years later, you can meet somebody whom you genuinely love or like. But the fact that someone messed with your heart in the past, you'll be like, I can't really give out all my all because I have been hurt and I don't want to get hurt again. It's an emotion. It's an emotion troubling you. And emotional troubles or emotional, let me call them emotional punches. It's like when you are punching somebody, if you're punching somebody just like a joke, the person will withstand it. But there's a level you punch, or there's a level you punch that place to, the person can no longer withstand the pain. At that point, the person will either react. Emotions are like, when you hold them in the mind, it's like pouring water into a tank. maybe you have a tank, 1,000, 10,000 liters tank, and you are pouring water by using 1 cup. Every day you pour 3 or 4 cups. Yeah, it will take a long time. It can take 3-4 years, but someday that tank will get full. And when the tank is full, what happens? It will overflow. That's how your emotions are. I'll give us another illustration. Now, this is a cup of water. It's a very simple cup. It's a small cup. But as a matter of fact, we drink water every day. We drink water every day. We don't even know that holding a cup of water can be stressful or it can cause us severe pain. Now, if you want to experience that, get a cup of water. Stretch out your hands, maybe in front of you, behind you, or by your side. Stretch out your hands and hold that cup for 10 minutes. That's this way. You stretch it out, you hold it for 10 minutes in front of you. Now, if you can do 10 minutes, do 20. If you can do 20, do 30. If you can do 30, do 40 minutes. And if you can do 40 minutes, do 2 hours. Then you will understand how heavy this cup is. The emotions we experience in our day-to-day conversation and in our day-to-day experience is like the cup of water. Maybe somebody just told you you're a stupid boy and he passes by. It's like drinking or sipping water. But the difference is that you're not actually sipping this water. You are holding the cup of water. So when you hold this cup for a long time, your hands will tell you how far. So our emotions, when they stay over time within, they cause severe health issues. Now, in my task or in my job or in my work as a healer, a masseur, a greater percentage of the time, it is the emotions that are causing the health challenges. And in so many cases, I've been able to achieve what I may call miracle. The only thing I did was to massage the areas that are connected to the emotions I was able to identify as the problem. Because if I'm massaging somebody, whatever emotions you have, I will know from my massage. Because every emotion is connected to certain parts of the body. If I touch that area that is connected to that emotion, you will shout as if they are choking you with knife or hot needle. The moment you shout, I know that emotion is the problem. So what I do is I remove that emotion, I massage out the emotion. And the people get better. Their health improves. But in cases where, like sometimes I'll go to massage somebody, it'll be like, I'm having pain here. I know I'm not supposed to give this person direct pressure on this spot. So I'll search for the pain connector here, because the massage system deals with the meridians, what we call meridian line. These are lines of network of energy, or let me call them electrical wiring. So I go to that place and I start massaging. Sometimes people will be like, touch her now, this is the place that is paining me. I'll be like, don't worry, I'll touch it. I'll just touch the place a little. But in reality, I know that if I use pressure on that place, by the time I go, that person will feel pain for 2 or 3 days. Now, it's just like the native massage people. Sometimes when they massage you, you feel pain for 3 or 4 days. That's because they don't have the charts. They cannot read the human body. So, in their mind, any place they touch and you feel pain, in the walk, so we do, they will apply pressure. So when they overpressurize you, few days later after they massage you, you're still feeling pain. But I try as much as I can to avoid that, because my own massage system is painful. Acupressure and reflexology is painful. But the point is, it's only when my hand is on you that you feel the pain. The moment my hand goes out, the pain is gone. So I search for that thing and I remove the cause from another place, from another point. You can have shoulder pain and I walk on it from your feet. And it works. So, you need to master your emotions. You need to understand your emotions. Now, this is a tall order. It's not something that it's not as simple as I'm saying it. I have my emotions I'm still battling with till date. So, understand your emotions, manage them properly. I know this may sound very difficult, especially for men, because as men we have been groomed to suppress our emotions. But please, as a man, you need to accept your emotions. That's part of the growth or the leadership key that you need to know as a man. You need to accept that these are the emotions you feel, because that's the first point, or that's the first part of overcoming the challenges associated with your emotions. Okay. Now, another thing that may be worth noting is that a lot of degenerative illness, like even BP, diabetes, they are caused by stress and emotion. They are caused by lack of happiness. When happiness flies out of the window, somehow sadness comes into the mind. And over time, I know this will be very surprising to a lot of people, especially when I tell you that diabetes is caused by stress and your emotions. Emotion of anger or sadness, pain or dissatisfaction. Someone can be in a very bad marriage, and after a while you'll be down with diabetes. Okay, so please master your emotions to prevent yourself from falling sick in the future, because due to the high level of stressful lifestyle we live today, a lot of people are beginning to get sick earlier than in the past. Like in the past, we know that sometimes it's when they say old age, when you're up to 50, 60, you start having waist pain. When you're up to 70, maybe some men, 1 out of maybe 100 can have prostate. These days, we have men in their 20s having prostate. I've seen a 15-year-old girl that had stroke. Men in their 20s, people in their 30s. BP is now rampant for pregnant women. So the health challenges we're facing today, now everywhere, cancer. This one, cancer everywhere. So take precaution. Yes, since I've mentioned cancer, now it will surprise you if I tell you that cancer is caused by anger. Now, for massage, there's a spot for anger, which is located under the left breast. It's even there by the right breast. I think it's called LV14, liver 14. Yes. Sorry, I'm looking at my chart. Yes, liver 14. It's liver 14. It's on the left and on the right side, but it's more on the left. For some people, you don't see it on the right side. It's only on the left. Now, that spot, this is my own thinking, that as a result of deep anger, it generates cancer cells that spread to the breast. Because I think that most cases of cancer starts with the left breast for women. Now, this is my own judgment, that it comes from the anger. Because most people that I've seen or known that died of cancer are extremely angry people. When I say angry, they are angry. And when I have the opportunity of discussing with them, when I bring that to their notice, they always accept, yes, that they're a very angry person. A lot of them. I had one friend one day, she told me her auntie died of cancer. Immediately I told her that your auntie is a very angry. She said, yes. And at the auntie, by the time she told me about the auntie, I said, why you no go die? You know? So your emotions can destroy you, okay? So manage them properly and life will be better. Cheers. Thanks for listening.